If you're a fan of Wild Hearts, then today is a good day, as we have some brand new content that's just dropped in the form of a new subspecies Kemono to fight that includes an additional armor set to craft as well as weapons to craft. But don't forget, earlier this month there was also an update that added in the Hellfire Lava back to the game, which rewarded you with a special talisman. So there is some new things going on in Wild Hearts. Alongside this, we also have information on what we can expect in the new April update, which is looking like it will be the biggest content drop yet. So with this, let's get through all of the new content in this update so you don't miss out on anything and you know exactly what you're getting. Now that it's been a few weeks and the updates for Wild Hearts have passed, how are you guys feeling about the game? And do you think it's settled into the gaming sphere? These new updates are adding in new content, but we'd love to know how you feel about it in its present state down below in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, you can support us by clicking like, because it really does help and it lets YouTube know that we exist. And make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on the next gaming update from us here on the channel. So let's get into the spicy stuff. By far the biggest addition in this update is the new subspecies Kemono, which is actually a variant of the Deathstalker, now called the Grimstalker. The developers have also released some information about this new monster in which they say, a Kemono steeped in mystery. Grimstalker has been spotted on the Natsukadashi Isle. This mighty beast has the ability to manipulate both the searing flames and the surging seas. Down this prey, and in doing so attain even greater heights as a hunter. The most striking feature of Grimstalker is the way in which its rage levels affect the elements of nature to its command. Normally it wields water and waves to hamper its adversaries' movements. Once enraged, however, it switches to fire, unleashing devastating attacks of molten rock. You want to use elemental lanterns in order to combat both types of attacks, but don't let the beast escape unscathed whenever it leaves itself vulnerable. But after experiencing the fight for ourselves and crafting the armor set, we were actually quite impressed by how different this subspecies behaves compared to its base version. It has some really cool looking moves and some very punishing ones. At one point in the fight, it even starts acting like a crazy spinny boy Beyblade, spinning all over the place and doing attacks, which was really cool to see and quite hard to counter in the moment. It also has a ton of AoE attacks, many of which doing 3 or 4 large AoEs in a row. But all of these moves became relatively easy to read once you got used to it and fought it a few times. Overall, it was quite a spectacle of a fight and very fun compared to its regular version. We're always impressed when variants act very differently to their base version and offer you a new experience, and this one ticked that box. So when you plan to fight it, make sure to bring your fusion karakuri like chain traps, the elemental lanterns, and of course harpoons, so that you can get some breathing room to get some DPS on it, because this one is very mobile and does spam AoEs quite a lot. But the whole reason that you want to fight this guy is because of the new weapon and armor set that comes with it. Unlike the previous Hellfire Lavaback in the last update, which only came with a new talisman. So it's really nice to have an actual reason to farm out this new monster and get its new gear, because it has some really cool skills on it for slashing weapons and Kemono path skills that we can definitely see some people using in their mix sets. There's a few pieces in the armor set that we want to highlight. The chest has destruction art 20%, making all parts of Kemono easier to destroy. And then for Kemono skills, it has Hawkeye and Sprint Master, which are both pretty decent ones too, to boost attack against Kemono weakness and enable stamina recovery while sprinting, which is just nice to have. The gloves also look very good for slashing weapon users, with a 3% boost to the power of your slash attacks, destruction art 20% again to make destroying Kemono parts even easier, and +3 to follow through, which makes you recover stamina when you unleash a critical hit. The boots for your feet also looked pretty good too, with Reactive Expert, Dodge Master, and the Kemono skill Hawkeye, which further boosts your attack power against Kemono weaknesses, so we think these pieces might be pretty good. One issue we are running into at the moment though is trying to find the material to craft the gloves, which requires refined lumber. It doesn't seem to have a reliable source such as nodes on maps, at least right now, and a few people are saying you can get it by completing the side quest Fettering Feelings the End. But for now it seems quite hard to find this item, but hopefully we'll find out more soon. Meanwhile, for the new weapons, it's split into 2 nodes at the end of the current tree, allowing you to boost the stats on your weapons even further. One of the weapons gives you some tasty fire element, and the other one gives you some additional crit. It's great to have the option of a higher damage elemental weapon, as previously we felt pretty restricted on this. But in addition to all of this, they also added in 3 new high difficulty quests with restrictions, such as only being able to cart 1 time, or having to hunt multiple monsters at once. There's Fulgent Fate, Bloodshed, Days of Hunting Gleaming Gold, and Twin Boar Gorge. Completing these quests will give you new chat stamps and emotes for you to use in-game, so if that's your thing, definitely go for them. But that isn't all, because just around the corner there are another 2 patches coming, with the first landing on April 6th, bringing a completely brand new Kemono to fight called the Murakumo. We know this is going to be a fox-type Kemono, which in the blog post about the update says that it can manipulate petals, so we are excited to see how this one will look and how it will fight. The Murakumo will bring new weapons and armor to craft as well, so this is definitely one not to miss out on. Adding in new weapons and armor to give us a reason to farm them is definitely a good thing. Not only that, but in the update there will also be a new Karakuri that's being added called the Spinning Top, which sounds like we're all going to be letting it rip like Beyblade. I know for sure I definitely can't wait to try this one out, but I also hope it's quite effective in combat. I think the Karakuri may have ended up being one of my favorite things about the game. Even though the first time I saw the mechanic I wasn't sold on the concept and it looked like a discount Fortnite mechanic, it actually turned out to be pretty fun to use in game. The interesting part of the April update though is that it will have a new endgame limit break system, which we are speculating might be a way to add power to your weapons on the weapon tree, similar to augments in the Monster Hunter games. We think that if it is something like this, it would be absolutely fantastic, as it would make many of the weapons more viable. For instance, many of the weapons have really good elemental perks or skills on them, but they just aren't as hard-hitting stat-wise as others in the tree. So hopefully this limit break system will be something like this and allow us to use whatever weapons we want, but we'll have to wait and see. Tell me in the comments, do you plan to load up Wild Hearts and fight the new Grimstalker to get its armor set and weapon upgrades? I'd love to see if you're going to fight this one or skip it. Tell me in the comments down below. So I'm going to leave you guys with our full hunt against the Grimstalker. It's quite a spectacle of a fight, so I hope you'll enjoy watching this one.
Everything's in place. Beast. Leaving so soon? There. Fixed. Let's move. More power! Destroyed it. Order. Done. Back, beast.
Leaving so soon?
Let's move. Everything's in place. Back, beast. Order. Done. It's livid! Destroyed it. All boxed off!
Damage done.
Down you go! The poison worked!
Gomen.